Tell the story, Grandma, about when you went up to state conference and you ran into the Japanese people.
The general conference.
The general conference, yeah.
Yeah. He went on a conference in Japan. And about 12 years after he got home, I went up to Salt Lake for conference. I was in the Relief Society, and we always went up for conference. And there was a conference where the Japanese people had come to get their endowments because there wasn't any temple in the Orient. And I looked at those people for 3 days, and I thought, surely somebody in that group would have known Reg on his mission. So the last day of conference, I got the courage and I picked out an older gentleman. And I went up to him and I said, "Do you speak English?" He said, "Oh yes, I speak English." I said, "Would you know an Elder Terry that was in the mission field about 12 years ago?" "Oh, I do. You have his face." I was so excited when I found somebody, and he got his wife and his children and took pictures of me with them and told me about him and his father's on his mission. And then I got so excited that I went over to the Salt Palace because they were having a display over there. And I wandered around there and I could see 4 Japanese boys just about old his age or below. And they were standing together. I went up to them and I said, "Which one of you speak English?" One of them said, "I do." And I said, "Would you know Elder Terry that was on a mission about 12 years ago?" "Oh yes, he baptized me." And I said, "He did?" And he said, "He sure did." "And do you know what was the turning point of that conversion?" He said, "His story, tithing." Convinced me to be baptized. That was next.
Measer, I'm not sure all these kids have heard that story. You ought to tell us. Let that be the crown story.
Okay, just to let you know how true it is that tithing is what's the word?
True principle. It's okay. A true principle of the gospel.
Yeah, a principle of the gospel. I'll tell you this story. I've always been taught to pay tithing ever since I was a little boy. But when we were first married, it was during the Depression and you couldn't find a job anyplace. I did play for a dance. I played the drums and they had a dance about every Saturday night in Enterprise.
$1.75.
And they give me $1.75 for playing for that dance. And we'd put our tithing money from the money we'd get for that dance in a separate container, and we just let it build up because I wasn't as faithful as I ought to have been. I ought to have gone and paid it before I did. But it got to a point where I owed $4 for tithing. And $4 was a lot of money in those days. And her dad was the bishop at the time. And I went to Sunday school one morning. I wasn't really in the habit of going to Sunday school every Sunday, because I raised turkeys and sometimes they had to be fed on Sunday. Well, they had to be fed every day. Sometimes I used that as an excuse to feed them on Sunday morning so I didn't have to go to Sunday school. And not that I didn't want to go, but sometimes you make excuses.
Did you get wrong?
decided that I got the turkey fed a little earlier, and so I decided to go to Sunday school. And she was home with one of the neighbors. She didn't go because she was about to be confined with one of the kids, I think. I'm not sure which one now. But anyway, I went alone. And the teacher was a guy by the name of Leland Huntsman. He just returned from a mission. And he was a good teacher, and he gave a good lesson on tithing. And he says, if any of you don't believe in tithing, he says, why don't you try the Lord out? Just like that. He said, try him out. See if you don't do what he says you do. And you know your promise that the Lord will take care of if you pay your tithing first. And I went home from Sunday school, and I said to Marilla, I said, you know, your dad's the bishop. Let's go down this afternoon and let's take that $4 and pay it for tithing. And they was asking for donations for the St. George Tabernacle. And so I said, we had $5. So that was all the money we had in our name. I said, let's take the other $1 and give it to donation for the Tabernacle. St. George, we were in the St. George state at that time. And she said, oh, what if when the kids would get sick? Or what if this or what if that? I said, we better hang on to this and see if you can't get a job doing something. And then we'd pay our tithing. And I said, no, sir, I'm going to try the Lord out, just like that. He says, I'm going to try him out. And so that afternoon, we went down to her dad's place, and we give him that $5. $4 we owed for tithing, and $1 for donation on the state tabernacle. And the very next day, I was outside fixing my fence out in the front yard, and a car came up the road, and you didn't see too many cars those days. They were kind of scarce. We didn't own one. They were kind of scarce, and it come right up the road and pulled into our place. And the guy got out of the car and walked over to where I was, and he says, young man, he says, you wouldn't know where I could find a guy that worked for me for a week or 10 days and go up the canyon and dig some test holes with you. You know, I had hunted and hunted and hunted for jobs. And I hadn't been able to find a job. There just wasn't any during the Depression. You couldn't find one. Well, if anybody had hit me with a baseball bat, it wouldn't have hit me any stronger. Because I knew that that was an answer to me paying my tithing. And I says, yeah, you found your man right here. And I went up the canyon with him. He come pick me up every day. Took me about 9 miles up the canyon. I dug test holes to build a dam, and they never did make that bad. But I dug holes every day for how long? And I got 2.5 a day. And the highest wages that anyone had ever been getting at that time was $1 a day for a man with a picnic shovel. And I got 2.5 a day. And from that day till this day, tithing is the first thing we take out of our check. And we have never really wanted anything. We haven't been able to get. There's a lot of things we would have had if we'd have had more money. But we've never really suffered want for anything. It's been important in our lives. We've been able to send all of our children on missions, 2 of them at a time. Sometimes we've been able to send them all to college that wanted to go. We've had plenty for ourselves.
Plenty to eat.
Yeah, plenty to eat. But I'd like to bear my testimony to all of you young children. I don't care what your age. Save your money, 10 cents out of every $1. Have your mother put it away, and when you get $1 or less, pay your tithe. The Lord will bless you. I promise you that just as true as I can promise you anything in my entire life. Tithing is very important. You'll never be rich, maybe, from paying your tithing, but you'll never suffer for the want of it.